I just wanted to thank you very much for meeting with me. Our team admires your contribution to the online community. You know, not only as an entrepreneur, but one who's like heart-centered and, you know, that definitely leads with the heart. It's inspiring and we love you.
Oh, thank you.
So I have a few questions. A lot of it is relating to the situation that we're in right now with COVID. I work as a co-creator with Venti Venti Vision, and it's an online platform that's bringing together higher conscious, not only entrepreneurs, but like the general public as well, just to, you know, inspire each other and elevate and like take the situation and make it something that's, you know, better for humanity.
That's awesome. Well, that's my main mission in life.
I know this. Okay, so do you believe that this experience has elevated consciousness at all?
Oh, absolutely. I think anytime we have accelerated change, compressed uncertainty, it actually does the same thing to consciousness. So if you're in an expanding environment, disruption actually can create a faster evolution. Where if you're in a closed environment, like an automobile, an engine, for example, disruption will cause only dissolution. But we're in a very expansive environment. Everything's expanding. We may have more fear because of the compressed uncertainty, but there's an elevated level of consciousness. If you look at what has become important as a value, just the mere fact that people can't take their existence for granted worldwide, it put everybody in the same boat, although not everyone is moving in the same direction in the boat. We all are in the same boat. And anytime that we can draw people into a unified circumstance, we can elevate not only the conscious, but the subconscious and the collective unconscious that is created and is elevating right now. And my main mission in life is to get more people like you and Venti to inspire and empower more people, to inspire and empower more people to elevate that vibration and frequency so they can become aware of what is actually going on, to find the light, the love, and the lessons of what is actually going on.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so has this ever taught you, or has this taught you, the situation right now, any lessons? Like, are you humbled at all by the experience?
Hugely humbled. So, you know, being someone who teaches and has, you know, put their mission to elevate others, to elevate themselves, it's a constant reminder that I'm on my own journey of progress, that I too enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential. And especially when it comes to my family values, I have, I don't think, realized how much I've missed out helping other people, and that I want to make sure that I'm helping the people that are closest to me, most relative to me, in my own spheres of influence. And I wouldn't trade the time that I've spent, especially the dinners that I've had with my 3 teenage daughters and my 10-year-old son. And I've, you know, given them attention and intention throughout their lives, but I have a new appreciation for the value of the attention and intention that I can give to my own kids. And I will readjust my own values moving forward, even when I'm out of this closet.
Yeah, that seems to be, you know, the consensus with so many people, like, especially when it comes down to family, you know, spending more time with everyone, they're realizing what's truly important or where they lacked in their life. And, you know, I think we'll all come out of it as better people.
I believe that in all situations. So
Yeah.
I give meaning to everything I see. I want to give other people the liberty and the light to give meaning to what they want to see.
Yeah. Okay. And do you, when you go back in time, if you went back in time right now, I say it like you've done it multiple times. If you could go back in time, what advice would you give yourself to prepare for what we're going through right now?
I think you mentioned it earlier. It's the people will ask me what advice I'd give my, you know, 18-year-old self, and it's the same advice I give me today, give myself today. It's radical humility. Humility is so important, and it's a gift to be able to know what you don't know, but also to be humbled by the power, the source, the light, the love, and the lessons that we're always connected to, and
Yeah.
knowing that we create these interferences, these voids, these shortages in our lives. And I'm more humbled today than ever before. And also I'm I think, happier because of it when I know that they always say, if you only knew who walked beside you or with you or inside of you, this circumstance has allowed me to at least have a greater presence and awareness to what does walk beside me and what is inside of me.
Right. That's beautiful. So lessons, you shared what your lessons have been. Is there any big advice that you would, like one huge piece of advice that you would give to someone coming out of this? Like, I know a lot of people, maybe some people want to run to the mall and buy a new outfit, and some people want to start a business, and some people just want to love more. And I know everyone has their own takeaway from this, and everyone's an individual, but if there's something that you could give with your experience, a big piece of advice to people, what would it be?
Remember, I've been through a series of things in my life. I study history to determine and to learn human nature. And when I was a child, I would get very frustrated with my family because, they grew up very Jewish, and they always would say, you got to remember the Holocaust. And I was a little boy going, what are they talking about? Like, why wouldn't you remember this? And as I got older, all I've learned is that every lesson I've ever learned, I've forgotten. And, whether it was 93, 97, 2001, 2008, or now in 2020, the one lesson that I have learned through this is I can't believe how few people even remember 2008. And that and so the piece of advice I have is just remember what's happened here, and remember that you'll forget every lesson that you've ever learned, but you have the power to access those lessons. And if we can remember these lessons about how important our environment is and how important our families are and how great it felt to not have to do things just to do things, and how we can appreciate one another and communicate effectively, whether it's in person or virtually, I just hope that everyone can remember to remember.
Yeah, that's great advice. And then I know, as an entrepreneur, being so heart-centered, and you're very focused on energy and thinking about leading with the heart versus just leading with the ego. I'm wondering who you look up to, in the entrepreneur world. I know there's probably many people that, you're friends with, but that you can say, he or she is a very heart-centered entrepreneur.
I think Bob Proctor is, for me, the most heart-centered, experienced person as a whole. Understanding we share a true alignment with both energies of the universe, meaning he's very mathematically and lower vibration of the energy of money. He understands the relationship to money and the power of money, but he blends it with faith. And I have learned, I think, more from his speeches, his videos, his books, inspire me to read other people's books like Earl Nightingale and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and the way that he articulates and explains things. Bob Proctor, who's turning 86, by the way, very soon, has changed my life more than any of my mentors. And I have multiple mentors.
Okay, that's great. Okay, well, I want to thank you for your time. I'll be at your Friday meeting. Your leadership classes, they're amazing. I'm always there. And thank you very much for just not this meeting, but just being you.
Oh, thank you. And please invite all your friends. As you know, it's free. I don't sell anything. I would love for everybody to come. I'm looking to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. And that training I've been doing over 20 years, and now it's virtual and much bigger. So I appreciate you attending and learning. So thank you.